right? And they're trying to take over the market.
You are giving them higher credibility than we are.
No, but I'm talking about like
Nobody wants a Buser or Mark 10.
They have put. I mean, I'll bet you.
Let's take the bet.
Let's
take the bet. Yeah.
I think what the FDA is going to do is shut all of you guys down and support the big multinational tobacco companies.
You know what? The 40 employees I've got, the small business.
I'm not saying they should do it. I'm telling you.
Well, you are the loudest proponent of that, actually. I think so, but we're not going to debate certain things. But today, I would like you to look at the other side of it, which is the small vape shop community. Everyone around here, this is small business and small vape. This has nothing to do with big tobacco. No, absolutely.
We are not.
Nothing.
You're not.
Big tobacco sucks.
No, you're saying that their message. Hold on. You're saying that their message is my message.
No. What I'm saying is, what I think you need to figure out how to do is to push them out of the market.
We can't push big tobacco.
Well, let's. I understand. Let's look at it this way.
You can help us do that. We would love for you to join our side.
Hold on, wait. We're craft beer, and you're trying to tell us we're Budweiser.
No, I'm not. You're not.
You're killing the craft beer.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm trying to.
You're not listening. What I'm saying to you is the big problem is the big cigarette companies.
Right.
And
which is why we have nothing to do with it.
I know.
The C stores have a product, big shops don't.
They're the problem. You guys are in the industry. You're competing with them. You need to figure out how to get rid of that.
Well, if you would quit putting us at the same table as them or equating us with them, I think that we would be more successful in the future. I invite you to come to a small business and quit looking at big tobacco. Mr. Glantz. Small business, sir, not big tobacco.
Sorry, dude. I couldn't help but
Fucking rock!
I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering, what's your complaint about this?
I noticed he always says he's unbiased, too.
This is what's going to happen.
He always says he's unbiased.
As a UC employee, I'm not going to speak for or against it, so I'm not here necessarily for or against the bill. I'm just here to bring up some facts about e-cigarettes. It is a tobacco product. That's what
It's a tobacco derivatives product. It's not a tobacco
you can call it.
Look at the USPS. The USP. Nicotine is defined as its own element, isn't it?
Regardless of how nicotine is defined, the nicotine that is used in Europe, and I agree, superior product, is derived from tobacco, and that's why it's done that. And so I don't see. I want to say just. I just want to say one other thing. I think, in part, you're right that there is a foil game going on here by big tobacco.
Oh, you better believe.
I've worked in the field 20 years. I know what they're doing. Someone even suggested maybe we should only sell these products in vape shops and force the hand of big tobacco. So I think we've got to be creative, but coming at it and saying
what's your background in the industry, if I might ask?
I have no background in the industry.
Because you're the type of person that we want to reach. We want you to get to know us and see that
I know you.
we're good, earnest
I'm a
people.
research scientist that my job is to follow this thing.
Yeah.
I followed it. Don't put your weight on that it isn't a tobacco product. It's a tobacco product. Let's talk about some.
But see, my point is,
when the senator got out there and said nicotine is deadly, you don't agree with that, do you?
Wait a minute. I think that's not the way you state the issue.
But that's how he said it.
Well, that's because he's who he is.
But would you agree with that?
I would say it a lot differently.
Okay, it's not a carcinogen, is it?
Of course it's not a carcinogen.
Okay.
But does it play a role in heart disease? What's interesting...
Different than caffeine?
Oh, much different. Much different.
Yeah.
Much different. What we find out, and we're going to have one of our major cardiologists at UCSF speak as a keynote speaker at a conference this fall. He did this talk on the role of nicotine in heart disease and the expanding of blood vessels, the tearing down of epithelial cells, the actual increase in heart rate, and how these...
I think Dr. Foster...
No. This is just from pure nicotine, sir.
Show signs of...
No. If you do it over a longer amount of...
can you take this down the hall, please? We got to finish this committee.
You're right.
And just so you know, sir, we're not trying to just attack you. We're trying to get an opinion from you.
So you know who I am when I
2 hours.
And he said the one thing you guys didn't do this time is no letters were written. He goes, none of us senators had letters written ahead of time.
You all know nicotine is derived from tobacco. The problem is, by distinguishing us as a tobacco product, we get lopped in with big tobacco.
Then maybe
we get opened up to the taxation and then the money side of this.
I am in favor of taxing you guys. I wish I could tax it as much as tobacco, but I'm willing to compromise to do it less. But it needs to be taxed. Most of the research that we do at the University of California comes from taxes. Okay, we have spent a third of our budget over the last 2 years on e-cigarette research, which is a good thing. I'm in favor of it, but we have no revenue coming in from it.
That's not our problem.
No. But as a scientist at the University of California, that is my problem.
It is your problem.
Okay, that may not be your problem. That's fine. So we've established what your problem is.
Every pack of cigarettes gets 25 cents to the California Health Commission. That's great. That 25 cents is gone now, and you have to figure out how to
only publicly fund it. That doesn't make sense.
But you can't look at
who else should fund it
as the answer to the big tobacco.
Yeah, where is
Okay.
Oh no, I'm okay. It's okay.
Thank you.
Have you seen Norval?
As you can see, this is not a black and white issue.
Have
We
you
would like
seen-
some debate.
Have you seen Norval?
That's why I was saying, did you want to rise? So you
Hey,
get to
punch and
Hi,
pie.
you can snap that now. You don't have my permission to use that in any way, shape, or form. So I hope you
I
got
know how
that
to
too.
do
That
this.
you don't have my permission.
I'm sorry that they were yelling at you.
Well, that's how.
This is my card. I'm an e-liquid manufacturer. If you have any questions or anything questions that I can help you answer, please feel free to reach out to me.
The reason I want it regulated as a tobacco product is precisely what I said. It produces environmental toxins. No one cares if you produce it, use it.
already said they're going to do it. Casale said that Casale is
If you have
so-
time, email me and I'll shoot you some information that may change your mind.
Let's move to the next step.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a quick question. I found a professor, Professor Kling, and he did research on
Kling.
Killing.
Okay.
He did research on nicotine by itself,
And
away from the combustible tobacco,
uh-huh.
and they're finding that the properties of nicotine by itself is not as addictive as what they thought before, and that they're finding that there's MAOIs inherent in tobacco. What do you think about that?
What I think is that nicotine is the most addictive drug that we know. Look at all the literature, more than cocaine, more than heroin, etc. I think what is true is that nicotine can be therapeutic in some cases. In the case of smoking cessation, it can be therapeutic. In mental illness, it can be somewhat therapeutic. But then how it's delivered, the aerosolization, what you guys are promoting, don't realize that you're emitting other chemicals. Anytime you aerosolize something, in this case nicotine, you still produce the carcinogens that are in nicotine. Not at the same level as tobacco, but you still produce them.
Well, I have a question then. Why is it that that you don't see high school students passing around nicotine patches and gums? If it's so addictive, is it as addictive as heroin? I mean,
Well, wait a
buy it
minute.
at the store. I don't see why they're not passing that around. I'm
Why
curious.
would they pass that around? They're passing around these cigarettes. All right, ladies. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go.
He left here.